Hi, my name is Alonso Guzman, and today I'm going to be talking about Dia de los Muertos. Dia de los Muertos is a day where we remember our lost loved ones. A day where people dressed up as esqueletos and paint their face as a skull. Ofrendas that are decorated with photographs of the dead. Dia de los Muertos is a holiday in Mexico that is celebrated during November 1st and 2nd to remember lost loved ones. Dia de los Muertos is not Halloween. Dia de los Muertos is to remember the loved ones and not to forget about them. The beauty is in the tradition and the culture. So Dia de los Muertos is not Halloween. Dia de los Muertos is actually celebrated on November 1st and 2nd, which used to be celebrated during the summer actually until it got moved to be around Halloween. They did it around Halloween in order for it to have more of a connection and more of a significance towards one another. But quite frankly, there is no significance towards each other. It is one separate thing. According to 10 facts to know about Day of the Dead, Day of the Dead is celebrated on November 1st and 2nd. It is sometimes confused with Halloween because of symbolic skulls, but is not related at all. See, Dia de los Muertos has 2 days, and those 2 days are for two specific reasons and two specific reasons only, and that's just how it is. Also, according to Day of the Dead, 10 facts of Day of the Dead, it is said that on November 1st, all the children who have passed come back to visit and celebrate as angelitos. So, as angels, they come back and visit on November 1st. It is said that on November 1st, the children who have passed come back to visit and celebrate in order to reach Mictlan. The Aztecs believed that they needed to be a path to the heavens. Mictlan is a path to the heavens. That is the promised land. Souls had to complete an arduous journey. To help the deceased along the journey, the Aztecs would make offerings of useful objects at their relatives' burial sites. So this is where it gets interesting. The Aztecs thought almost as the Egyptians, where you need to put something on top of... You need to put something with the person, when they die so that it can go with them into heaven. But instead, in this tradition, the ofrenda, which is a shrinery, has the same concept, but instead they put skulls on top of the ofrenda, and they put marigolds, which are these flowers. They're called flor de capuchin, which is a specific flower that is grown, but we will talk about that later. But the ofrendas are actually decorated and they're taken care of, and they are put up with pictures of family members that the living souls do not want to forget. And they do this in order to help them get to the promised land, which is Mictlan. There are many symbols, like I have stated before, as in a calavera or a skull, which is actually used as a friendly gesture. It's not to actually be scary how it is here in the United States. There is multiple food that is eaten unbaked and cooked, coming from bread, sugar skulls where you can eat it, tamales, enchiladas, sopapillas. It's all one tradition. It's one big party for 2 days where they remember their loved ones. And then the marigolds, which are also known as the Mexican marigold, is a bright orange flower that grows around Mexico during the autumn, which is the flor de campasuchil, according to Day of the Dead. So, also with Dia de los Muertos, Day of the Dead, the two most used colors are black, and white. Black and white is used a lot, just to identify the body and identify where the ribs and the skull is at. It's more, is death, black and white. And with that, it's just easy to signify and just show that you are remembering somebody. And in Dia de los Muertos, it is a holiday and a tradition in Mexico that is celebrated during November 1st and 2nd to remember lost loved ones. Remember that it is not Halloween. It is a culture and tradition of its own in Mexico and other countries as well. Remember to tell your family that you love them today, because you do not know when you will be at their ofrenda.